Welcome back to the show. I love having people like my next guest because right after the kids from St. Gregory finish, Frankie comes in and goes, way to go, guys. That was fantastic. Frankie Bellissimo joins me from a different breed. He's going to be at the Ottawa Outdoor and Adventure Travel Show coming up this weekend at the Nepean Sportsplex. Lots to do there. Frankie, welcome back. Great to have you here.
I'm so stoked to be here.
Listen, I love your enthusiasm. As I said, it was so great to have you right after the kids because you're one of those guys with tons of energy. Let's talk about the show in general. The purpose of this show is what, Frankie?
Yeah, for sure. So it's just an outdoor adventure show. Just get everyone more knowledgeable in what's out there, who's local. And, we have people from kayaks, paddleboards, the police officers are there and everything like this. And so you get all your information, your safety tips, and all around good information.
You decided that, you have a couple of passions. Surfing was your first passion, is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I was fortunate, spoiled that my parents bring me down to Florida. They flew me to California every year, and I, grew up surfing and racing motocross. So
what did you love about surfing? What attracted you to that sport?
I mean, it's a solo sport. It's a lifetime sport. Get in the water. There's no rush to get into it. You just little by little, and it's wonderful. Like, waves are nuclear, and they create this ambiance for you in the water. So.
And not a lot of surfing opportunities here in Ottawa, right?
I mean, there is river surfing. Those guys
is
are
it
over
really,
above. Yeah, for sure. There's a huge community. I've been out a few times, but it's definitely a different community for sure. They're
very
wonderful.
cool.
Yeah.
Paddle boarding. I want to talk about that because what an explosion in popularity when it comes to stand-up paddle boards. Why do you think that the success of this sport has exploded to such a degree?
From 1 minute to 30 seconds is all you need to really get on the board and figure things out. It's not a wobbly board. It's very easy way to get on the water, access the water, get that surf lifestyle, be on the water, and then advance from there as well too. So it's very easy learning curve to get involved with paddleboarding.
You brought a paddleboard with you today, and this brand is different breed.
Yes.
Why did you choose this particular brand that you wanted to showcase?
Well, it's about being an all-around athlete, So it's like I race motocross, played hockey, surfing. So different breeds about being an all-around athlete. We have balance boards to perfect that balance technique, and then paddleboards to balance that mind, body, and soul, everything on the water. So different breed.
Let's talk about the benefits. What if you're giving advice to somebody to start a sport like this, what benefits would you tell them you can get from this?
Well, basically, safety first. Always assess the situation on the river, the water, the lakes, the ocean. The proper flotation gear and all this. But the benefits is just creating more core strength, more ability to do the things you love with your children, your sports, and all this. So it's a good crossover sport for everything you have going on.
A lot of opportunity in the Ottawa area for
100%.
stand-up.
There's a milestone of access points in Ottawa from Britannia Beach, Mooney's Bay. There's tons of community experts that are leading on Facebook. You can follow the groups, and they're always chiming in and where you can go, where you can access water, and they're always making sure you're safe.
Right. Yeah, and that is obviously the most important thing. Something else you've done. You started introducing it at events. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. We did the trade show in Nepean Sportsplex to help out with the Ottawa Adventure Show there as well. I have followed the Triple Crown Motocross series as well too, and do some events and some balance demos. That
tell me about this. This is what, a balance board?
Balance board, more of a dynamic balance board. It's not just a wheel board or something you can get at the the local store. It's a little bit more dynamic. It's going to really progress your balance as an athlete, professional athlete. I put a lot of professional athletes in their place because we'll try this, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So you always start with a support hand, and then it's just like anything else. You're going to ride it, and it's addictive fun.
So what parts of the body are you working out with? Obviously, I can see core right away, right? It's just the main thing. Core. That's probably the biggest part of balance, really, at the end of the day.
I'm thinking more fast twitch reflexes.
Okay.
Your ankle strength, all the little grips, all the little muscle fibers in your knees and your ankles, a lot are attributed to what you develop on a balance board too.
Now, Frankie, is this something that you decided on too because it helps you kind of in the off season to be able to prepare yourself for surf season and for paddleboard season?
Exactly that. I sponsor motocrossers, so they're on the bike. They're always having to adapt to the bike situation. I mean, golfers have I sponsor the Canadian surf team, skiers. every kind of athlete can benefit from this. You can do push-ups on this, and just a lot of visualization goes into here. I'm not going to get too big into it, but
yeah, no, I understand
a lot of visualization for snowboarding if you want to ride switch stance and different stuff like that, or skiers. So
back to the paddleboard. So this is one that you inflate, right? So
yes.
I guess it's great because you can bring it anywhere. Right?
100%, yes. We just created a more high-end inflatable paddleboard from what you can get at the regular Costco stores. We have 5 fins on the back that make the board ride actually a lot more stable than your traditional inflatable paddleboards. There's a lot going for GoPro mounts, and it's a very well thought out board for sure.
And then when you deflate it, you brought your bag along here, so that it comes in that bag after it's deflated.
You get the full kit, pump, paddle, safety leash, ankle leash. You get a few other little gifts in there as well, but it's all in one. I literally get on my BMX bike, put my bag on, go to the beach, and pump up, and
it's amazing.
And get a little workout with the pump as well. The paddles come with it. So.
And then the paddle breaks down too to fit in there, is that right?
Yes, we have 2 adjustable aluminum 3-piece paddle. This is a full, complete, more of a competition paddle, carbon fiber, but we have them all as well.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So if somebody's sort of a beginner, is that important too? Like when you go looking at your first paddle board and your paddle, you're probably looking at beginner. Does it go beginner to advanced? Am I right in that, or does it matter?
Yeah, introductory, beginner to advanced, I'd say. Every board is really attainable to be able to be ridden by anyone, but this board is dedicated a little bit wider, a little bit shorter, not as long as the race board, so a little bit wider is going to have you more centralized on your board for more stability. Wider stance, but really there's a lot of boards out there attributed to mostly.
Interesting. I haven't had somebody, I've talked about paddleboarding on the show before, but I haven't somebody talking about race board. So what, that's a much slimmer board, and you're really you're paddling like crazy?
V-nose, a slimmer board, you're going to track better. Yeah, you know what I mean, paddle to your capabilities, right? Right. There's different types of paddling for racing and stuff like this, but we even have an inflatable race board, which no one else does as well, too.
Oh, really cool.
Yes.
I know, the nice thing is, as soon as I saw these, becoming more and more popular, more and more people out on the water, right? It's about getting people out and active and interested and using our waterways, because as you mentioned earlier, we are so fortunate here in the Ottawa area. The show, by the way, is happening Nepean Sportsplex. Go to the back into gate number 4, happening Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be back with Emma Miskew right after this. Don't go anywhere. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her...
Other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. I know I talk about it all the time, but